This short presentation is on Christian apologetics, and it is designed to provide you with a basic glimpse into how presuppositional apologetics employs the concept of presuppositions in order to interact with opponents of Christianity. Now, this is not the only tactic that presuppositionalists employ. It is simply one of many. Personally, it is one of my preferred methods. This particular objection deals with Christian belief on the face of it. That is to say, a de jure objection to Christianity. There is something intrinsically wrong with Christian belief. So let's meet Al the atheist and Chris the Christian. Al says there are no good reasons to think that Christianity is actually true. Now, this is a common objection employed by atheists. I run into it all the time myself. So here is how Chris the Christian initially responds. Are there any good reasons to think that such things as good and bad reasons actually exist? Chris the Christian has basically required Al the atheist to provide justification for why he thinks beliefs should be justified. Now, the atheist may say that the belief that beliefs ought to be justified is self-justifying. But a self-justifying belief is a belief that is beyond dispute, obviously the case, not based on any other beliefs. The belief that beliefs should be justified is clearly not that kind of belief. Al the atheist has a real problem on his hands. All right. What is he going to do about this problem? He does what most atheists who are confronted in this manner do. Are you saying that beliefs do not require justification? And of course, Chris the Christian says, silly man, only a Patriots fan would think that. What I am saying is that atheism has no rational basis for the concept of justified beliefs, or rationality at all, for that matter. If the world is as you claim it to be, then the very concept of rationality is itself quite irrational, or worse, nonsensical. Christianity, on the other hand, with its infinitely wise and rational God, is in good shape, rationally speaking. You see, Christianity believes that beliefs are to be either justified or self-justifying because Christianity believes that God is a rational being. We are not saying that we reject the idea of justifying a belief or justification for beliefs. All that we're saying is that the atheist, based on how he says the world actually is in no position to even come up with such a concept to begin with. There's no foundation there. Notice that the Christian does not take the defensive position. No effort is made to justify his belief that Christianity is true. Instead, he takes an offensive position by asking a question. His question is a challenge to the atheist's very basis for his objection to Christianity. The atheist takes the bait and ends up in the indefensible position of having to justify rationality from the position of a purely naturalistic universe. A naturalized approach to epistemic rationality is incapable of providing the normative foundation necessary for reliable human cognition. It just can't get you there. And that concludes this short presentation on one way to handle objections to Christian belief. There are other ways to do this. You could appeal to the direct evidence for Christianity. You could appeal to biblical sources, external sources. You could appeal to a number of justifications for Christian belief. I prefer this method because it forces the atheist back into a defensive position and really focuses the conversation on why we should even come up with this notion of justification for beliefs to begin with. Thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful.